So, today has been a very trying day, to say the least. One thing I have noticed is that I've been using this Samsung health tracking app that I can monitor my, health shit. For example, your heart rate, your oxygen saturation, your stress levels, shit like that. So I started tracking it a couple times a day just to see if there was any correlation between how fast my heart is beating and who I feel like is fronting at that particular time. Very interesting results. So far it seems like the higher my my heart rate is, the guys tend to be in more control. The lower my blood pressure is, the females tend to be in control. As of late, like the last 2-3 days, my blood pressure, or my beats per minute, have been anywhere from 103 to 120, which is not great. I've also been fucking smoking like a goddamn chimney, which is pretty indicative of my guys, especially the protector, being out. I have had conversations as 3 of us in the past 2 days with different people. I had I don't really would call it a conversation. It was more like I went and I was checking my messaging apps to see what had happened while I was out. When I came back, and my housewife sent this really long text message to her boo thing in Albania, and basically professing her love and saying that she's sorry that she hasn't been out much lately. And I mean, he's aware of the whole dissociative identity disorder thing, and he's been really good about it. Well, lately he has. He wasn't always good about it, but I've known him for a very long time, and he's come to the point now where he's starting to realize that it really is a thing, and it really is affecting me no matter how much I try to hide it. So that happened. Nessa came out last night. She was kind of like encouraged to come out, because a guy that she's interested in was going through some stuff that we won't go into, but he kind of used her as a listening ear and like a sounding post, venting type situation. And he asked her, when it was all said and done, he asked her, like, why do you like me? And she went on this whole philosophical thing as to why she likes him. And then we proceeded to tell him that it wasn't us, the host, us, it was her, which led him to ask some more questions. Granted, I'm always pretty upfront with motherfuckers when it comes to dissociative identity disorder and my mental health in general, because I feel like anybody who's around me for any extended period of time will start noticing weird shit, and I'd much rather be upfront and honest about that shit and just put it all out on Front Street and let motherfuckers decide what the hell they want to do. Then, I'm sorry, I'm stuff. Not particularly happy, I guess, about us just like spilling all of our fucking guts. But So, oh goodness. So had that conversation with Nessa and her little boo thing. The housewife completely swerved the fuck out of Alejandra's paramour. Sorry, Alejandra was not particularly happy with the fact that her dude got swerved last night. Like, we just pretended we were asleep. We weren't. We were watching TV. We just didn't want to be bothered with him. Mostly because we knew what it was. He's a good guy. They're all good people at the fucking core of who they are, but he has a thing about saying, oh, like, don't let them take you over, don't let them blah blah blah. Like, dude, I don't have any fucking control over this shit. And then, like, his answer to everything is alcohol, and housewife just wasn't hearing it, because she didn't really want, like, nobody wanted to drink last night. Like, even my protector was like, nah, fuck it, I don't even feel like doing none of this shit. So we just didn't. We didn't at all. We did whatever the fuck we wanted to do and left everybody where they were. We made a new friend, which was interesting. It's somebody with mental health issues as well. He's a really fucked up individual. But so are we. So the conversation itself, it kind of is all over the place. But it's I don't know what the fuck word I'm looking for. Contiguous? It's, even though it's scattered and all over the place, there's strings, like I can follow it. And it's really nice to talk to somebody who is just as open and honest about their fucked upness as I am. Because most people, when they encounter me, they're like, oh, you're so fucking refreshing. It's so awesome that you're so honest and truthful. Well, the thing they don't understand is that, like, I literally, it's not in my best interest to lie. It's not in my best interest to sugarcoat shit. It's not in my best interest to tell people shit and not actually believe it, or to not tell people when shit bothers me. So, hold on. So, we generally believe that telling people the truth is the best option, because that way we don't have to keep up with the lies. So, we just tell everybody what we think and how we are from the very beginning, and then they act brand new when they are like, oh shit, she really is what the fuck she says she is. But oh, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, I'm fighting really hard to just stay here with you guys. Not doing a great job of it, to be completely honest with you. I've been trying to get them to come out to talk, just say something. Generally, I don't think they like the idea of us putting them on the internet like full force. I think there's still a lot of discussion amongst my headmates as to whether or not this is going to be dangerous. But I think it's important. I think it's important to share my story. I think it's important to let people know that they're not alone. I think it's important that us as humans have some sort of connection with other people who are damaged and who are fucked up just like we are. I think sometime in the future I will make a video about me, about what the fuck has happened to me, like some of the shit that I've gone through. Sometimes I think back about all the things that I've endured in my life, and I wonder how the fuck I made it through to begin with, but also like, why me? Why did I have to go through all this shit? Like, why couldn't I have just had a normal fucking upbringing? Why couldn't I have just had loving parents and a decent home life? Why could I not have had parents who paid attention to my weight and made sure that I didn't eat junk? And like, as a parent now, I think it's even worse because I watch my kids, and I'm very, very peculiar about what they eat and what they don't eat, and how much exercise they get, and their health and their happiness. And I feel like I was never anybody's priority, even when they said it. And it's kind of hard to stomach that no one's ever put you first in their life. Even the people who are supposed to. But, you know, it is what it is. You can't go back and change people. I think one of the things you'll probably hear a lot from us in general during all these videos is that you can only be responsible for your own actions and for how you act and react to people. You can't be responsible for other people's actions or how they act or react. And you can't change anybody. You can't make people do what you want them to do. You can't make them be the way you want them to be or the way that you view them. Sometimes we see people in a better light than they know themselves. And a lot of times we're sugarcoating it for ourselves because we want so badly to be accepted or to be loved or to be cared about or whatever the case may be. And the truth of the matter is, if you don't love yourself, if you don't care about yourself, if you don't find value in who you are, no one else will either. And I get that that sounds really, really cliche, but it's honest and it's true. Like, people are whatever they are, and you can't change that shit. And if they don't want to change, you can't make them.